Today I am reading a passage called Cock-a-Doodle Snooze and answering the comprehension questions that go along with it. And as normal, I want to take a peek at the questions before I read the passage, just so I know what I want to keep an eye out for while I am reading. So I'm going to pay attention for what problem do the animals face in the story? This one says read the sentence from the story and then figure out what ruffle someone's feathers means. So that's going to be a context clues question. When the animals make a plan to wake one another up, it doesn't work. Why not? Which word best describes the hen's solution to the animal's problem? And how does the hen wake up on time? And then there's a little vocabulary activity for the end, but we'll talk about that after we do all the comprehension questions. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start reading. Again, it's called Cock-a-Doodle Snooze. One morning, the rooster forgot to wake up and say cock-a-doodle-doo, so all the other farm animals slept late. "I don't mean to ruffle any feathers," the hen told the rooster, "but someone needs to wake you up on time." "I'll wake you up," said the horse to the rooster. "I'll give you my loudest neigh." "But who will wake you up?" the rooster yawned. "I'll wake up the horse," said the cow. "I'll give him my loudest moo." "And I'll wake the cow," said the sheep. "I'll give her the best baa she's ever heard, as long as someone wakes me first." "I'll wake the sheep," said the pig. "I'll give her an oink and a grunt." "Then who will wake you up?" said the sheep. "Oh, I always wake up on time," said the pig, "as soon as I hear the rooster crow." "Sounds like a plan," yawned the rooster. But the next morning all the animals slept late a second time because the rooster still didn't crow. Because the horse didn't wake the rooster, because the cow didn't wake the horse, because the sheep didn't wake the cow, because the pig didn't wake the sheep, because the pig didn't hear the rooster. Here is going to wake up on time. I'm taking over. So at the next crack of dawn the hen ran all over the farm yelling cluck-a-doodle-cluck, cluck-a-doodle-cluck. All the other farm animals woke up, including the rooster. "But how did you wake up on time?" said the rooster to the hen. "That's easy. I set my built-in alarm clock," said the hen. "Cluck-a-doodle-cluck-a-doodle-cluck." That was a goofy story. Now if we head back to the questions, we'll go ahead and start filling them out. Number 1 says, what problem do the animals face in the story? The hen keeps trying to boss others around. The rooster isn't waking up on time. The animals can't sleep. The animals are going to bed too late. Let's think each of these options through. Option A says the hen keeps trying to boss others around. Now if you think back about what happened in the story, did it seem like the hen was bossing everyone around, or were they all working together to try to solve a problem? They were trying to work together, because if you remember, they were trying to figure out how in the world they can get everyone to wake up on time. So option A is not a good choice. We're going to cross that out. Option B, the rooster isn't waking up on time. That could be a good choice, because if you think about it, the rooster's the one that woke everyone up. But the one day the rooster slept in, no one woke up on time, and it was a big problem, so they were trying to figure out a way to keep that from happening a second time. So I'm going to keep that option open, but I'm still going to look at the other ones first, just in case there's a better choice. Option C says the animals can't sleep. Well, I know that's a bad choice, because I think the problem was the animals were too good at sleeping. They kept sleeping in and not hearing each other. So the problem was not that they can't sleep at all. That's not a good choice. The animals are going to bed too late. Now, nowhere in the story did it talk about when the animals were going to bed, because it was talking about them trying to wake up. Nothing about nighttime, so that's not a good choice either. Which means our best option is B. The rooster isn't waking up on time. Number 2. Read the sentence from the story. I don't mean to ruffle any feathers, but someone needs to wake you up on time. What does it mean to ruffle someone's feathers? We have bother or annoy someone, say something nice about someone, say something in a loud voice, or say something in a quiet voice. Now, ruffle someone's feathers is an idiom. And if you remember when we talked about idioms, those are sentences that say one thing but kind of mean another. Like if you say it's raining cats and dogs, you really mean it's raining really hard. Not that there's cats and dogs falling from the sky. So in this case, we're talking about ruffle someone's feathers. And a big clue word that comes before it, or I guess a clue phrase, is where it says, I don't mean to. So if you're not meaning to do something, it's probably an accident. Maybe something you would feel bad about. So let's keep that in mind and then think about our options. To bother or annoy someone. That might be an accident and you might feel bad about that, so you would probably apologize for it and say, I don't mean to bother or annoy you, but someone needs to wake you up on time. I feel like that would be fitting for this. Now let's look at B. Say something nice about someone. If you plug that in, I don't mean to say something nice about someone, but someone needs to wake you up on time. That doesn't make any sense, does it? We're going to cross that out. Option C. Say something in a loud voice. I don't mean to say something in a loud voice, but someone needs to wake you up on time. That doesn't make any sense either. Option D. Say something in a quiet voice. I don't mean to say something in a quiet voice, but someone needs to wake you up on time. That doesn't make any sense either. So I think our best choice is if you plug in bother or annoy someone. I don't mean to bother or annoy you, but someone needs to wake you up on time. I think that absolutely makes sense in this case. Number 3. When the animals make a plan to wake one another up, it doesn't work. Why not? So if we look back here, this part is when they were all making a plan and they were figuring out who was going to wake up who, but something happened and it didn't work. Now let's see if it tells us towards the bottom right here. Oh, I always wake up on time, the pig said, as soon as I hear the rooster crow. Sounds like a plan, yawned the rooster. But the next morning all the animals slept late because the rooster still didn't crow. Let's see what else it said. And it says because. And then right here it says everyone didn't wake up who they were supposed to. All because the pig didn't hear the rooster. I guess because the rooster didn't wake up on time. So what could we say is the big problem? Why didn't all the animals wake one another up? First we need to restate. So it says when the animals make a plan to wake one another up, it doesn't work. Why not? We can say maybe the plan didn't work. The plan didn't work because what was the main reason? Why didn't it work? Who was the first person that's supposed to be in charge of the whole plan? The rooster. So we can say the plan didn't work because the rooster didn't wake up on time. The rooster didn't wake up. Or you could say the rooster didn't crow, but he didn't crow because he didn't wake up. And remember that we know that is correct because it tells us that right here. Number 4. Which word best describes the hen's solution to the animal's problem? Sneaky, unhelpful, clever, useless. Let's think. Was the hen trying to be sneaky or was he just trying to help everyone out? I think he was just trying to help everyone out, so I don't think sneaky's a good one. Unhelpful. Well, if you're trying to help everyone, then you're not really going to be unhelpful because unhelpful means not helpful. Clever. We could say clever because clever means maybe smart or like a good idea. Or useless. Well, that one's just kind of mean. I don't think the hen was being useless. It was trying to help. So our best choice is clever. Number 5. How does the hen wake up on time? Now that happened at the end of the passage. Look down here. But how did you wake up on time? The rooster said to the hen. And then they said, that's easy. I set my built-in alarm clock. So the hen set their alarm clock, but he called it an alarm cluck. So we can say, how does the hen wake up on time? We're going to restate. The hen wakes up on time with an alarm clock. Alarm clock. And that is the comprehension question. So now we're going to take a look at the little vocabulary activity that we have. So now we have the vocabulary part, and you can do this a couple of different ways. You can look at the word and then try to figure out the definition for it, or you can look at the definition and then try to match it to a word. I think I'm going to go look at the definition and then match it to a word because I feel like that's a little easier. So our first one is a type of sound a pig makes. We have a ruffle, dawn, yawn, grunt, rooster, crow, alarm, and settles. A type of sound a pig makes, well, that's going to be a grunt. Now we have solves or clears up. So we have ruffle, dawn, yawn, rooster, crow, alarm, and settles. This one could be kind of tricky, but if you just cross out, well, not really cross out, but in your head, cross out the words that don't make sense, because if we actually did it on the paper, it would get kind of messy with this. We could eliminate some bad choices. So if we're solving something or clearing it up, that doesn't mean ruffle, doesn't mean dawn, doesn't mean yawn. It's not what a rooster is, or a crow, or an alarm. So that leaves our final choice as it means to settle. And if you think about it, that makes sense, because if you settle an argument, you are solving the argument or clearing it up. Now we have a male chicken. We have ruffle, dawn, yawn, rooster, crow, and alarm. The male chicken is a rooster. Early morning. We have ruffle, dawn, yawn, crow, and alarm. Well, it's not an alarm, it's not a crow, and it's not a yawn. So does early morning mean dawn or ruffle? It means dawn. A type of clock that sets off a signal to wake you up. Oh, that's an alarm clock. Rumple or mess up. We have ruffle, yawn, or crow. Well, it's not a yawn and it's not a crow, because a crow is a bird, or like a noise a bird makes. So it must mean ruffle. A loud cry made by a rooster. Well, I just talked about that. It's either going to be a yawn or a crow. It's going to be a crow. And then something you do when you're tired. That is yawn. So that's kind of how you do this. And if you ever get stuck on a word, you can always go back and find it in the story and use context clues to help you figure it out. Or if you're stuck on one, you can skip it and come back, and then by the time you get all the other answers in, you might only have one or two to choose from to figure out what the correct answer is.